walk away.
To this day! As if 400 years of slavery wasn't enough.
Oftentimes I hear over and over again how hypocritical it is for black people to use the N-word, and how it is a double standard that white people are not allowed to use the N-word, and since we use it, white people should be allowed to use it too. That is false. I'm sorry. Because we started using it to empower ourselves with it. Okay? Now, let's say somebody throws a rock at you every day, and you throw it back to them, and they throw it back to you the next day. So finally you decide to keep the rock, and then that person says, hey, I haven't thrown that rock at you in a while, let me get the rock back. How silly is that, to let them throw that rock at you again? You know what's going to happen as soon as they give you that rock back. That's exactly the same thing as white people's use of the N-word. In order for you guys to even have the right to use that word, you guys have to be willing to go through what comes behind that word. Are you guys willing to be raped, beat, and murdered behind the N-word? Because we went through that while having that word shouted at us. Are you guys willing to pick cotton all day, every day, and be beat while you're doing it, and whipped, and have your wounds salted to use the N-word? Are you willing to be murdered and killed for getting married or for being able to read? That's what we had to go through for it. Are you guys willing to have your newborn babies sold off to another plantation and have your families ripped apart and separated? That's what we had to go through for the word. Are you guys willing to go through a system years later that's built completely against you? Have people that look just like you shot and killed for traffic violations, and then have a world full of people that don't look like you tell you that that person had it coming because they were flipping a bird in a Facebook picture, or throwing up gang signs, or they sagged their pants. They were a thug, they were a criminal, so they deserved it. Are you guys willing to go through that behind that word? Because coming out of your guys' mouths, that's what that word means to people who look like me. If you're somebody who really feels they should be able to use that word, you're a sociopath. You're sick in the head. If you can ignore the history that comes behind that word because you feel like it's unfair, like, oh, they get to use the word, I want to use it too. Do you hear the entitlement in that? Why are you entitled to that word? You guys have been given everything else. Why do you need that word too? Think about it.